Hey everyone, Agnach here. Welcome to another video. In today's video I will be showing you how to easily triple the Qualifier challenge, and then I will be showing how to triple some of the common legend league bases at the moment with 3 different types of dragon armies. So first, let's go to the challenge. So this is the challenge, and as you can see they're using the Eve Carlito base. I really like this idea that Supercell came with, and basically you have Queen Charge with Dragon Riders. So you start with your Queen at 12, put a couple of loons at 1 with the baby dragon just to funnel her in. You want her to go inside where the eagle compartment is. Then I use a super wall breaker for the cannon archer tower, and then another super wall breaker for 10 o'clock for the king. You want the king to go inside into that compartment and get rid of the scattershot and the grand expo. He's also going to be pulling the CC. You can put a wizard and an archer at 9 o'clock just to make sure that you funnel them in. As you can see, the CC comes out. It's going to be the headhunters and the lava hound. Obviously those headhunters are going to kill your king, so I don't suggest using the poison there. So just wait with your poison until they head towards the queen, and then you can put the poison down. Now as you can see, the king has already gotten rid of that 9 o'clock area. The queen is walking down. You can, all of these rages, you can just use them for your queen pretty much. You just want her to queen charge the whole base. And in your CC you have a wall wrecker, and inside the wall wrecker you have sneaky goblins. Whenever you have sneaky goblins, you want to go for the tank hole with that wall wrecker. So as you can see, after I cleared that compartment with the king, I can just send the wall wrecker. Nothing is going to be hitting the wall wrecker. It's going to get all the way to the tank hole, so now I don't even have to worry about it. So I can just worry about my queen. We have a third super wall breaker which I send in. It's going to go into the center of the base. Every single time it will go into the center of the base as long as everything is cleared. And then you can start with your dragon riders from 230 with the warden ability, and then your royal champion just around 330 just to clear some more defenses. You still have 2 freezes and an invisibility spell. I usually use one of my freezes for the scattershot and the grand expo, and then by the time my royal champion gets there, everything is being tanked. The dragon riders are killing everything. I use the final rage for my queen just to kill that king, and everything just starts going down. The invisibility spell, you can either use it with the queen, you can use it with the royal champion, it really doesn't matter. Usually I like keeping one of the freezes just for that single Inferno at the end, and as you can see the time does get a little bit tight, but then it's just cleanup. You just need to make sure that as you're coming down with your dragon riders, you put your minions behind, just clearing the rest of the base. Now for the legend hits, I'll be using 3 armies. One is a Flybrid but with Edrags instead of the normal dragons. It's something I've been trialing and it's actually really good. The next one is the original Flybrid with the 2 lightning spells for the sweepers. And finally, if you don't have dragon riders, you can use this last army which only uses dragons, Inferno dragons and loons, and it's so easy to use. All of these 3 armies are very easy to use and very powerful. In the CC I always use a dragon rider with loons and a rage and a freeze. So let's go to the attacks. As you may know, there's a lot of ring bases in Legends, so here we go. And basically what I want to do, first I'm going to be showing you the E-Drag attacks. You just have the king and the queen on one side of the base, then you put the E-Drags just to make sure that the king goes through the wall for the corner, and then you send the blimp from behind to go into the tank hole. You can use the freezes usually for the sweeper and the scattershot. Get the tank hole down, and then your dragons should be flying around the base in these ring bases. Over here I ended up sending the royal champion as well just to get rid of the scattershot, and everything is just gonna be going towards 12 o'clock. Basically the way that I use this army is just put the king and queen on one of the corners, put the dragons in between with the loons, with the dragon riders and the infernos, put the double rage and the warden ability nice and early. And if the tank hole is in the center, I will send the blimp before I pop the warden ability, and that way everything is protected. I use a rage for the center where the tank hole is, and everything goes down. Then you have this sort of base. The same thing, you put the king and queen on one side of the base. I put one of the E-Drags just funneling the right hand side, and then again the same army, double rage, early warden ability, blimp from behind, and send everything in. Sometimes I don't send the blimp with the dragons, sometimes I do. It really depends how long the blimp has to go for me to decide whether I want to use it or not. Usually on the teaser bases where the tank is really in the corner, I will wait until the dragons have swept most of the base and then I just send the blimp from behind. However, I've noticed that a lot of people now are using the tornado trap behind the tank hole, so I would suggest you can either send the blimp at the beginning and just get rid of the tank hole, and then you can just start wherever you want, or you can just do your dragons and then just send the blimp from the front, and probably you won't see the tornado trap. Over here on this base, as well as with normal Edrags, you can just use your royal champion towards the end just to clear some more defenses. Obviously sometimes I get a little bit impatient and I use her nice and early, but we ended up getting the triple on this one. We still had the queen with ability and we got those defenses. Now for very common bases, these ones, and this base is so common at the 5500 trophy mark. So, and now I'm just using the normal Flybrid, and it's kind of like the same thing as with the Edrags. Basically king and queen on one side, everything else in the center. Use the one ability with the double rage. Basically the double rage just pushes all of your troops inside, and the reason why you want to use the one ability nice and early, just to protect those loons as much as you can. They will pull so many mines, black mines, red mines, and they will be tanking a lot of the defenses as your dragons are flying in. The other thing with this attack is so quick, like usually you will finish it within a minute and a half. The entire base will be gone, so you will have a lot of time for cleanup in case that you don't have any more troops left and you only have the queen alive or something like that. You have so much time for cleanup that is not funny. And also if you're in war or something like that and you need to get your hit times nice and low, you can use this army. This is another base that I saw a million times yesterday in Legends. I'm not sure who's built it, but it's extremely popular. Same thing, king queen one side, then send them all in. Usually I try sending my king and queen away from the clan castle, just in case the clan castle has lava hounds or stuff like that. Obviously because I've got on my CC a dragon rider and loons, they won't be pulling the clan castle. So if I send my king and queen towards the clan castle here and the lava hound is there or the ice golem is there, it will pull it. On this occasion, as you can see, I sent the royal champion into the clan castle, which I shouldn't have because I ended up pulling that ice golem. However, the rest of the base was gone, so it really doesn't matter. We got the triple, and this is how you can triple that ring base that is quite common. Okay, so this is the next base, and it's pretty much the Itsu base, and I'm using the army that doesn't have the dragon riders. So you want to do exactly the same thing, putting the king and queen. I'll put them usually at 6 so that they go towards the eagle. Send the armies in between with the double rage, and then putting a rage as well for the tank hole, using the freeze for the sweeper. Sometimes you might need to use 2 freezes, that's fine, and sometimes I've found that it's better to use the 2 freezes rather than using the 2 lightning spells sometimes, since that sweeper pushes most of your army away from the tank hole poison, which sometimes can help your army survive that poison. So it really depends on the base where you want your dragons to fly, but definitely suggest looking at that, because sometimes it's better doing that. Otherwise, like if the sweeper wasn't there and they don't get pushed back, then they just end up flying through the poison and start hitting everything in there, and they take their time and it's just annoying. Now we've got this, which is one of the teaser bases. So usually what I do is I start with my king and queen towards the eagle compartment. Again, you will notice that I don't have any super wall breakers, and the reason for that is that the yak can go through the walls very nice and easy, but I always do the same thing. It's just the king and queen on one of the sides, then having the dragons with the loons and the Inferno dragons, putting the double rage, using the one ability nice and early, and then sending the blimp. Now you've got quite a few freezes, so if you see that the blimp is just not gonna be getting to the tank hole, you need to stop freezing, because you want that blimp to get to the tank hole. Sometimes I've missed it, and you can send your royal champion there, but that's never a guarantee that the tank hole will go down. Skelly traps might come out or stuff like that that's gonna be stopping your royal champion from getting it. So you just want to keep freezing all the defenses that are going to be stopping your blink from getting to the town hall. Okay, now we've got this square base, which is quite common as well. Putting the king and the queen on one of the corners just to make sure we clear that corner. Then the yak is going to be going inside and they can get rid of the king and go for the AD, putting the rest of our army in the center of the base with the blink from behind to go all the way to the town hall. Now if you find this base, the tornado trap is behind the town hall, so I would blink from the front, but that's the element of hindsight, isn't it? But now we've got all the dragons just going pretty much down south. We've got a couple that went rogue and they're at the top, but that's okay. We've got one that is still getting one of the scatter shots that goes down. Now I can just send my royal champion just to help my dragons to go through the whole base. We still have one poison, which we didn't use for the CC since it went down, and obviously nothing came out, or not that I could see. And now they're going towards the queen, so we can use that poison for the queen. That will allow my royal champion to get rid of her nice and quick with the help of the dragons. And this base was crushed with this army. It's just amazing. Well, those are the 3 armies that I've been using in Legends League. Which one do you think is the best? If you liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time with more Clash. See ya.